From Dallas and Fort Worth, this is CBS 11 News at 10. The ones for Texas.
I think Dak knows that I have his back, and I think I know that he has mine.
Tony Romo finally breaks his silence. Tonight, his selfless gesture and what could be next for number 9. Plus, a barbecue battle, why neighbors say this restaurant is making their lives miserable. And the innovative new system coming to DFW to get you through security faster.
First tonight, right off the top, what a day it has been for Tony Romo, Cowboys quarterback, clearly emotional at times as he spoke publicly about his place on this team now. Bill Jones, as we watch this unfold today, seemed to be brutally honest.
Yep, Tony Romo we haven't seen before. This was the first time Tony Romo has spoken to the media since he suffered a back injury nearly 12 weeks ago. And rather than take questions from the media, a solemn Romo read a heartfelt, honest, and transparent statement acknowledging he is now rookie Dak Prescott's backup.
To say the first half of the season has been emotional would be a huge understatement.
Romo's got to run out and slides and is hitting the back. Oh, he's hurt.
Getting hurt when you feel like you have the best team you've ever had was a soul-crushing moment for me. Seasons are fleeting. Chances for success diminish. Your potential successor has arrived, injured 2 years in a row, and now in the mid-30s. The press is whispering. Everyone has doubts. It's a dark place. Probably the darkest it's ever been. You're sad and down and out, and you ask yourself, why did this have to happen? If you think for a second that I don't want to be out there, then you've probably never felt the pure ecstasy of competing and winning. That hasn't left me. In fact, it may burn more now than ever.
Romo scrambles in for the touchdown.
It's not always easy to watch. I think anybody who's been in this position understands that. But what is clear is that I was that kid once. Stepping in, having to prove yourself. And if I remember one thing from back then, it's the people that helped me along when I was young. And if I can be that to Dak, you know, I've tried to be, and I will be going forward. But there are special moments that come from a shared commitment to play your role while doing it together. That's what you'll remember. And all the while, your desire burns to be the best you've ever been. You can be both. I figured that out in this process.
Now, the Cowboys have not officially announced it yet, but Romo is expected to be suited up in his new role as the backup quarterback when the Cowboys host the Baltimore Ravens here on CBS 11 Sunday at noon. And we will hear more from Romo coming up later in sports.
It's almost like the air got let out of the balloon today, as hard as it was to watch.
Yeah, it was.
Bill, thanks very much. So, as you'd well imagine, no shortage of comments tonight regarding Romo's comments, and that does include those who are close to the star quarterback. Jeff Paul with that part of the story.
This was a defining moment for Tony Romo. Everybody's talking about him.
It was hard to put into words at times, even for the folks who make a living breathing sports.
He basically just sort of admitted, hey, this is his team now, and I don't want to stand in the way of it.
Tony Romo, in his own words, is taking the back seat, handing the keys over to the team that's been his for the last decade.
I've never seen anything like that. It's unprecedented.
Ben Rogers of the Ben and Skin Show on 105.3 The Fan is also friends with number 9.
One of the most selfless things I've seen in all of sports.
He says Romo's speech and decision to vocally call himself the backup was also shaped by Romo's experience when he took over the role.
When Romo first took the job from Bledsoe, Bledsoe froze him out and would not help him in any way. So Tony's experience with this is vastly different than the way he's behaving. He learned from the way he was treated and said, I'll never be like that.
So what now?
Now have the best backup quarterback in the league.
An insurance policy that carries a hefty price tag.
The Cowboys will part ways with Tony after this season, you would think, and then Tony would be free to go elsewhere because you're not going to pay a backup quarterback that much money.
But where?
I would say that there's a good chance he ends up in Denver next year if I had to pick a team.
Rogers says while Tony seemed down, speaking with a heavy heart, he says don't count him out.
For some reason, if Dak gets hurt or Dak struggles and they give it back to Romo, I think he'd ride it out the rest of the way.
Now, this was the first time we've heard from Romo since he was injured back in August. We're being told this wasn't prompted by the Cowboys organization, but by Romo himself, who requested the time to speak. Reporting live here in Dallas, I'm Jeff Paul, CBS 11 News.
Jeff, thanks. Also want to mention the Cowboys, as any team, of course, want to add another Lombardi trophy to that wonderful collection they have. And still to come on this show tonight, you're going to meet the man who gets paid to take care of the 5 the Cowboys already have. That's just a little bit later.
Now, your NTXHondaDealers.com sports desk.
It was Tony Romo's best press conference ever. Didn't take a single question, read a written statement instead. Really kind of demoralizing for those of us in the media covering it, realizing that he can write better than we can. First time we've heard from him since he suffered a back injury nearly 12 weeks ago that has derailed his season. Romo showing all of us how to be a team player as the 4-time Pro Bowler throws his full support behind the rookie Dak Prescott.
You see, football is a meritocracy. You aren't handed anything. You earn everything, every single day. A great example of this is Dak Prescott and what he's done. He's earned the right to be our quarterback. As hard as that is for me to say, he's earned that right. I think you all know something magical is happening to our team. I'm not going to allow this situation to negatively affect Dak or this football team by becoming a constant distraction. I think Dak knows that I have his back, and I think I know that he has mine. Ultimately, it's about the team.
So Dak Prescott will try to lead the Cowboys to a club record 9th straight regular season win Sunday against the Baltimore Ravens. The rookie has not only won over Romo, the same goes for the rest of the locker room, including the Cowboys' other veteran backup quarterback, Mark Sanchez, who has won playoff games himself in the past.
That's just a representation of everybody in the locker room, and everybody's so thrilled for the guy because he's such a team guy, and he's working so hard and has found himself in a great position, and he's really taking advantage of it.